I took my last social media break that lasted from June of 2022 to September of 2022 because I was reaching a point in my life that I had never, ever experienced before. I had read about other people going through it. I have known people who went through it. I was pretty confident that that would never be my story. I would never have to go through that. I've always been mindful to seek security to where that wouldn't be a problem of mine. But then I also know, like, okay, have a backup plan. So let's get to it. In May of 2022, I was notified by the company I work for that they were doing a wave of layoffs. The buyer decided, okay, we want to adapt or we want to absorb this company, but we do not want to absorb the employees. It reminds me of when WWF bought out WCW and they kept all of their intellectual property and all of their music, but they was like, nah, we don't want all the wrestlers though. We only want to select few, or nah, we good. We got our own. We just want everything to come with it but the wrestlers, right? And that's what happened with the two companies, right? One company bought the other and was like, yo, we don't need your employees. We just want everything else that come with it. And that's fine. And I was a part of that. I was a part of the wave of people who they were like, nah, we're good. So in May of 2022, I was advised that, hey, there will be some layoffs. So I'm like, okay, Steve, what are we going to do? Here's the kicker. I'm grateful for this right here. We were actually told, well, at least my group, we were told that the layoffs would not happen until August 6th. So May 6th, I was told about a layoff that would happen on August 6th. So I had 3 months. I am grateful for that. There are some people who get laid off who don't find out until they show up to work, or they wake up and get in their car and start their commute, and they're like, nah, don't come in ever. I was blessed by the fact that I had 3 months to plan and decide and get things in order and wrestle with this, personally. Like, yo, I'm laid off. Like, what does that look like? What does that mean? I thought that only happens to older people in longer tenured situations. And why me laid off? Like, and questioning, like, yo, why me? I'm thinking like, yo, did I make the wrong decision by leaving a job that was so secure in order to get the benefits of working from home 100%, in order to make this move that I know that God said move, but I'm like, but I'm about to lose my job. And you know what? It was so many questions for me, battling with those thoughts and then also figuring out what's next. I was grateful to realize I had 3 months. So in those 3 months, I still worked. You know what I mean? I still, I don't want to say to the best of my ability, I was still a good employee. I was still, being productive. I was still on meetings. I was still taking the phone calls. I didn't ghost anybody. I didn't have any anger towards anyone because as far as I knew, everyone was dealing with this. Some people dealing with it sooner than others. Some people had later termination dates than myself. And I realized everyone was facing it. So I still tried to be the best teammate and employee that I could be as long as I was a part of that company. I think I did pretty well with that. But let's get to reality. I had 3 months to figure out what to do next. And the battle for me was, okay, Steve, you're about to move to Florida. You're about to move to Orlando. One thing to be grateful for is, where you'll live is intact. You and your family, y'all have a place to live. That's fine. You got all your paperwork. You got everything in order to where that's not going to be a worry. Financially, don't worry. You'll be good. You know how to live within your means. You grew up doing that. You know what it means to turn nothing into something. You'll be good in that area. Also, Steve, These are things that I had to like be reminded of, and that I had to hear from God. But Steve, you've never had a problem finding a job. So if it's ever a time where I'm like, oh my goodness, I need a job, that I can always find a job. I'll work anywhere. I have worked everywhere. Finding employment has not been a challenge for me, and I'm grateful for that. And that's by no means any doing of mine. Let me get that out there. That's just something I've been blessed with. But then also, do I want to work for somebody? Do I want to have an employer? Do I want to work for somebody else? Is this an opportunity for me to shift gears a little bit? What next? And I really felt disconnecting from social media would be huge in my decision making. I didn't want to know that I have this big thing coming down the pipeline, and I can go scroll on social media and I see someone is living lavish, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'll never reach that. Or this person got a promotion on their job, and I'm happy for them, but it's also, man, how long will it be before I can work somewhere and then I can get a promotion? I know how good a promotion feels, but how long will it be before I can feel like that? I did not want to get there, but I also didn't want to get distracted by the scrolling, looking at mindless things. I didn't want to get in the habit of that. What I knew I needed to get in the habit of, Steve, you need to find a job, or you need to do something. So I'd rather my fingers scroll Indeed than scroll Instagram or Facebook. So I had to get off of social media. I didn't want to get down in the dumps, whether it's by looking at other people's stuff, or I also didn't want to give off the impression that I'm doing so great, I have no worries, everything's going good. But really, it was like, yo, Steve, you got a lot going on, bro. I took my 3-month break from social media as I really wrestled with what am I going to do next in regards to my career or job or employment or all of that stuff. So I mentioned that the break was in June. So June is when we touched down here in Florida, and I was still working, every day I'm available. I'm on the meetings and all that stuff. So I didn't fall off there. But I wanted to say, okay, I knew in June that, we would get some time to get acclimated in Florida, kind of put a pin, Steve, on wrestling with all of these things. Let's get here in Florida. Let's unpack. Let's see what life's about to look like in Florida, at least for the first week. So I didn't take a break from social media until maybe about mid first week or second week of June. So I'm like, all right, we're here now. Steve, silence it all. And I did that. Unemployed. I have no job. I'm a bum. What am I going to do with my time? My wife is working. What am I going to do? And, I didn't want my mind to go crazy, but she supported me. She said, yo, chill out. You ain't got to run to Walmart for the application out yet. You ain't got to run to Walmart and do no application out yet. Pause. Promise me you'll take a break for 30 days. And I'm like, 30 days? She said, if you don't have nothing in 30 days, then you can go apply wherever you want to go apply. So I'm like, all right. I was doing mad applications, doing mad interviews. I turned some stuff down. I don't know why, man. I didn't want to settle. I really believe that this happened for a reason. I didn't want to just settle for any job. And it wasn't necessarily about pay. It was kind of like, this doesn't light my fire. I don't get excited about this. It was still things happening. Life didn't stop because Steve wasn't working. And I didn't stop just because I wasn't working. I was still active and doing things. So, yeah. Jump back on first week of September because things have kind of ironed themselves out a little bit. I have another job. It really feels like the next stage of my life. And I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if it's because of the job or the company I work for, where there's a sense of, excitement there. Everyone there is excited. And I think I'm excited too with them. I just feel a sense of excitement. I think I'm also excited that I'm doing these YouTube videos with not with y'all. Y'all not shooting it with me, but I'm doing these YouTube videos for y'all, and I'm able to speak with a sense of transparency, and still hoping that it encourages or motivates somebody wherever you are. But this is also a way for me to be far less reclusive. I just told you what I was going through since May. It was really from May to September, going through that. But even that was in stages. From May to August, I had to figure out what I was going to do next. Like, I'm about to get laid off. And then from August to September, it was like, you don't have no job. What you about to do? So it was stages. I went through that. But now I'm more willing to open up a little bit about what I have been through and even what I am going through going forward in future videos, to where hopefully it encourages someone else to keep fighting, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep pushing. And that's why I post on social media, to let you know that Steve is still fighting. Steve is still pushing. I'm alive. If you don't reach out via text or phone call or anything like that, and I don't post on social media, you don't know what's going on in my whereabouts unless you ask my wife or whatever. But I post on social media to let you know I'm still here. I am still here. As hard as everything has been, I'm still here. Every day is an opportunity to be better. It's an opportunity to reflect and see what is next for me. I don't know where you are spiritually, but every day is a chance to ask God to show me what's next, while also thanking him for giving you that day. So yeah, social media, my break from social media, purposeful break from social media. And I encourage you to do the same. Whether you are going through something, whether it is a big decision down the line, whether you are confused about what to do next, if social media has become a place of distraction or a place of discomfort, or if it's affecting you emotionally, take a break, pause, and seek the clarity that may be there for you. So that's all I have for you all in regards to this topic. If you have any questions or comments, reach out to me. If there's any way I can encourage you, holler at me. If there's anything else you want to know about or have anything, just reach out to me, let me know, and I'll do these videos more often, and I hope to be transparent. I pray for transparency, because with transparency, you have to have a sense of trust, and I don't know who could be watching this, and I don't trust everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope there was something for you. I hope that you feel fed from this, or that your thirst has been quenched from this video, and I'll holler at y'all. Peace.